Hi lovely viewers, welcome to my channel, Discover with Sheila. So in today's episode, I'm taking you to Onua Bakery. It is one of the beautiful new spots here in Ottawa. And I had the privilege to speak with Araba, who is the founder of this new adventure here in Ottawa. You know, this month was a Black History Month, as well as we celebrated the International Women's Day. So it's very important for us to have this conversation. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm very excited, but I'll hold on for you to enjoy the conversation. That's not an interview, it's more like a conversation here at Onua Bakery. So this is a new spot here in Ottawa. If you live in Ottawa, if you're a Ghanaian, you should be 100% proud. If you're African, even the better. Today we are celebrating Onua Bakery and we are here to speak with the owner. Alright, so welcome Araba to Discover with Sheila. So this is actually our first gig. If you're following us, you know that I'm always doing things with my colleagues at work or traveling around, but this is an official invitation and I'm very excited. I hope you will enjoy this conversation. So Araba, thank you for having me. Tell us who Araba is. Who is Araba? Let us get to know you better than just seeing your pretty face on camera.
Well, it's a very Araba is a straightforward, simple, down to earth go-getter, and I love everything and anything to do with women and children. So for me, this serves to a certain degree as me being who I am and being unapologetically that, to just serve as an example to the possibilities out there for young girls or women out there. So Araba, it's in a nutshell just authentically being me, which is down to earth and just trying to be as just contributing to society.
Nice. So are you from Ghana?
I am. I was born in Ghana. We moved here in '95. It's been a while, and we grew up in Montreal. So equally, I've been living here longer than I have in Ghana. But luckily, I've had the opportunity to go to Ghana often. So up until maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I was doing that every year. So I'm usually Canadian and Ghanaian.
Okay, so from Montreal, then came to Ottawa.
Yes, so clearly that took some very long years. So from Montreal, I moved to Edmonton for a little bit. And then I moved to Ghana for a little bit.
Okay.
And then when I came back, the parents staying in Montreal, so Ottawa just made sense. You're close enough, but not quite in Montreal.
Nice.
So that's how the decision to stay in Ottawa came about.
So how was life growing up as a young female from Ghana? You moved to Canada 1995. You see the difference. You're excited about your new adventure. How was life like growing up as a child?
Well, to me, there wasn't a huge difference because I was pretty young, right? So it was like, okay, well, this was nice, but we're in a new environment and this is my life now. So there wasn't any difficulty adjusting to life here. But I took a trip to Ghana, went, and honestly, it felt like home. So although I've been living outside for a long time, it felt like home. And I knew for a fact that at some point I was going to go back to home. I knew for a fact that at some point I needed to do something in Ghana. And it definitely involves women and children. So from then I started going to Ghana again.
Nice. So talking about women and children, I think unofficially we have a new member at Pevita Foundation. We actually recruited her to be a member of us because I have a foundation and we work with women and children. So it's a good thing to hear all that you've been doing. Alright, so let's get back straight to Onya Bakery, the reason why we are here. Tell us about Onya Bakery. How did this come about, this beautiful project? I'm here and I'm looking at all the scenery, the environment, and it's a good thing. Tell us about Onya Bakery.
Well, Onuwa is my mom and our entire family's dream come true. My mom, when we came to Louis to Canada, she started doing a lot of this from home. And so after a few years, she started getting into stores. So from selling to individuals to stores. So although she limited it to maybe one or two stores, 2 billion stores, everybody in Montreal knew about our stuff. They just didn't know who was behind it. So that's how it started, and it's always been a dream for her to own a store. So never in a million years would my mom have thought that we would sort of show any interest. But then, honestly, like for me, this was just a normal, my normal upbringing. You wake up, it's not unusual to have good food, firstly made with something cool, everything from scratch. So that's how I got her part, to do things from scratch. So that's how it started. Started straight off. That is what she's been passionate about doing, even from Ghana. So it was just like a natural transition to that. So that's how it was started. And then, just a few years ago, we started having conversations about the possibility of expanding. I decided to move to Ottawa. My siblings were elsewhere. So it wasn't feasible at the time. But I guess, again, I felt that the community here needed something like this. We felt and saw the need for it. So it's a fusion of a lot of things that we love. My brother loves coffee, so he's always wanted to own like a cafe style, and so it made sense for us to take what my mom was already doing, where it's so loved, and then of course she's getting older as well. People love her stuff. It's good stuff and it's good quality. So it was just a natural transition for us to merge our life here to what we also know from back home. So we decided to just do a fusion of African baked goods with French viennoiseries and have a cafe.
Nice. So from what we are talking about, it looks like it's passion, it's preparation, it's dedication, meeting the right opportunity at the right time. Right? Perfect. So if you're out there and you're thinking about possibilities of starting something on your own, this is a great motivation for you. You need to get prepared, you need to plan, get the right resources, and I believe you'll be able to achieve it. But in terms of achievement, I believe you've gone through some hurdles. I know, like people see this and everybody's like, wow, congratulations. Behind the congratulatory messages, tell us some of the challenges you face along the way in terms of getting to this point.
So, I think something that I want to make clear is that when you have an idea, and of course, clearly, if you have the right environment and you're having these discussions with people that are or aren't supportive, just have the understanding. And again, our story will serve as that. Just have that understanding that just having that conversation, you have that seat somewhere, and it's something that you have to do. Whether it's now, whether it takes years, and there's always a saying that, again, regardless of how long it takes for you to get there, just because you have the thought, and that you even prepare, doesn't equal to that you're going to achieve it. But I'm a strong believer in that, okay, not focusing on the years, just talking about it, keeping it alive, is really important, because, like I said, I moved around a lot. I lived in Ghana for a little bit, and so we talked about this for years, but the feasibility of it or how it's going to come about, you can honestly prepare, minute for minute. It won't turn out that way, but then that's okay. when and if it turns out a certain way, just don't lose sight of the goal. So for us, it's just keeping the conversations alive, having coming back to it, even if it's months or years later, because life also happens, right? Sometimes life will hit you with something you're like, wait a minute, right? So just taking a pause doesn't equal to that, hey, it's not possible. It's gonna happen. And we serve as that example because, again, we had different things happen in life. And from conception to reality took years. And I'm stretching the years because it took years, really long years. We considered the possibility of doing it in Edmonton because, again, that's where, some family members were. We considered the possibility of doing it in Montreal because we've been part of the Montreal community for so long. We've been there for like almost 30 years. So the possibility to do it in Ottawa wasn't high on the list. But then living here, I also realized that yes, we have a few Indian or African, stores here and there, but it's growing. And just having an environment where it's not the typical, come in and pick things up, Ghanaian environment is like, this is a cozy environment. Come in, feel comfortable, have a coffee. It was necessary. So we just really went with the flow at some point. We didn't know what the outcome was going to be. And then also getting this place.
Top spots.
Yes. Getting this place took some time because we had to look at a few different places, getting the right agent, getting even people to listen to. And believe it or not, and I really need to sound like this, but it's definitely our reality. You have a black person or minority coming in and with this vision. Not a lot of people subscribe to that. I mean, if we're going to be honest about it, not a lot of people subscribe to that. So there were places where you would, you're prepared, you're ready to do the work, but it's like, I'm sorry, this is not the kind of thing that we want in our building. So just even getting this spot and then getting the machines in, we were supposed to be open like years ago. So again, all of that to say that it's going to take years, but that's okay. Sometimes there's a need to adjust your expectations. Don't lose the sight of what you're doing. But it's not the easiest thing, especially if you don't have the right people around you. But just never ever stop talking about it, because from talking, really it's like you do something to your spirit each time that you talk. So I'm big on never stop talking about it. And of course it's easier when you have the right people around you because they encourage you, right? But even if you don't, you are your biggest encourager. You say, okay, well, this is hard. You can acknowledge it because it's hard, right? But it being hard doesn't mean it's not possible. And then seeing and understanding stories like mine is also important because then you see what the possibility is at the end, right? And then so if you're in the middle and then it's like, okay, I want to give up. Well, she's done it. She's there. It was hard. I don't know the details, but she's had some sleepless nights. There's been some fights in the family. There's been, there's certain points where it's like, okay, I can't do this, right? This is not happening because you're not seeing, visually what you had in your mind and you think it's possible for the longest time. It's not manifesting the way you expect it to. But yeah, just having that conversation with yourself, you're not crazy. That's really what it takes, honestly. And then, of course, hopefully you have the people around you that will really invest in that and encourage you as well to make it happen.
Nice. This actually is beautiful to hear because just this afternoon I was discussing some ideas with my husband, and I'm like, I keep talking about it. And he was like, yeah, it's okay to talk about it because it's like you're building, like Araba said, you're going into the spirit. The more you talk about it, the more you're conscious about what you're saying and how you're moving towards your dreams. So this is very beautiful to hear. A quick question for you. are you part of the production team or you're part of the management team? Do you cook yourself? Do you love to cook or is I hate to cook. Those who know me know that I hate to cook. So is this something that you love to do or it's more like you trying to manage the idea and build up?
All of it.
Great.
All of it. You cannot stay in my house and not know how to do it. My mom can't do it alone, one, and also it's like, I mean, it's part of your chores, right? And we were serving stores. So I think for me it was just a natural thing where you see mom doing it, and even if I'm not doing it on the level that she is, I'm helping out and you learn that way. So when we came to Ottawa, initially we've been in Ottawa for years, about 2 or 3 years, but we're mostly doing ourselves. So production, making the bread, we didn't have an expanded menu list, but just limited to bread, chin-chin, and cake. Every week we were making these and then supplying to stores.
Alright.
So at this moment, since we moved here, I haven't been part of the production, so I'm just mostly behind the scenes. But what we've done too exceptionally well is we honestly have gotten the best team. Everybody has subscribed to the vision that we put out there, which was to create a community and serve the community diligently. And of course, it's not just limited to the Ghanaian or African community. We have, Wassans, it's everybody. So getting everybody on board to that vision was great.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because I came here and I've seen a lot of people coming in. If you're somewhere on the Chapel Street, here in Rideau, in Ottawa, make sure you pop by at Onua Bakery and grab something for yourself. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. Tell us one of your greatest motivation in making sure that this dream came to life.
So it changes, and for right now, it's my daughter, and that's my motivation for everything. For my everything right now. It's been my motivation because as much as I've grown into the strong-willed go-getter, it took a while to get here. And not to say that my family didn't nurture it, but yeah, you have the influence from your home. You have influence from outside influences as well. So ultimately, it's like you get to a point where you would, just allow yourself to shine or not, depending, again, it all comes back to the environment. But as soon as I had her, it was just this strong will to live and be. It's just the craziest thing. It's like things that we've been talking about or doing just became clearer. Where it's like, okay, I've had this conversation with you for a while. Now it's time to do it. So that's why I keep saying that have the conversations. Of course, you have the right landing here, but then there will be a point where there will be a turning point. Something will happen, or somebody in my case will happen. I had every reason to do this because of her. So that is what motivates me and gets me going every single day.
Great, good stuff. So as we're celebrating International Women's Day this month, and we're also celebrating the Black History Month, we would like to give Araba the opportunity to speak with young people here in Ottawa, the Black community, the people from the diaspora, people, young girls watching, young entrepreneurs who think it's not possible to start up something by yourself. We'll let Araba give us some sort of motivation to kickstart our week, to kickstart our month, to kickstart our year. It's not too late to start, but let's get it from Araba herself.
Well, first of all, thank you and congratulations. I want to say that to you, Sheila, because you're being an example of what we need, not just in our community, but also in our country. And I hope to serve as that example as well. Honestly, the biggest advice I'll give to anybody, but especially to women and to young girls, is be yourself. There is so much value in that. And yes, it makes sense that maybe when you're young, or even like older people, we don't have it all figured out. But being yourself means a lot because there isn't another person like you. So you're important to the community and to the world at large. It is very important. I keep saying be yourself, whatever it is. If you're a loud person, be that. If you're an introvert, be that. You can be all of that and still command and make change. That is something that I had to learn. I don't know, maybe the medium way, because everybody has different things that they have to face, which is that I'm an extrovert. I love to talk. Not just talking nonsensically, but I have things to say. And so when you have people judging you for saying certain things, or you want to be an independent this, there's nothing wrong with that. Be that, whatever that is. So I'm an example. I'm glad to be an example. I'm going to keep pushing for change, necessary and lasting change. Just be yourself until then, when you can get the help that you need to get to also shine and impact your world.
Yapong. What else would you like to hear? Beautiful, good stuff, good stuff. So, like I said, it was a short conversation with Araba, but I believe we've learned a lot. I'm definitely gonna be coming here.
She has to. I was going to say, you have to.
I have meat pie, the view meat pie. There's both floats. Both floats
Authentic,
here, authentic both floats. I have my tea here, and it's a beautiful place to hang out. If you're a student, if you're working, if you're an entrepreneur, just pass by, speak with them, get some inspiration, and then make sure you go out there and be you. That's one thing I've learned. Be you. And that's what we are trying to do. That's what we're trying to do with Onuya Bakery. That's what we're trying to do with Discover with Sheila. That's what we're trying to do with the young generation, to let you know that, hey, it's possible. Thank you very much for speaking with us. It's been nice coming here and speaking with her. See how pretty she is. Yeah. See, beautiful girls make things happen.
We make it happen.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.
是我的小说书界，一盏情缘又执迷。
One of the greatest things I'm trying to do is explore new places, but I'm gradually enjoying myself. Cheers, guys.
一片酒气，发出表白的短信，沙沙声响起，牵着雨伞的你，牵起我的手，我跟在你身后，奔跑在雨雪里，礼当转，当我摔到了扑向你。 在这雨雪的夜里，你是我最好的回忆。幸福终于把我们锁在一起。我的心像一场雨，淋湿我的小说说结，一厢情愿又痴迷。 心底是选择还是放弃？拿起手机，编辑勇气。